Thank you.
Okay. We're resuming our second hearing of the day for the criminal preliminary calendar. Again, my name is Judge Tamika West Bernard. I'm presiding. I'm officially calling the state of Georgia versus Shanda Sinkfield. Correct, Attorney Pleasant? Did I get it wrong again?
No, that's correct, Judge.
Okay. Okay, I want to make sure I have it correct for the record. The charges before the court will be warrant number 2023 WA 04792 for the charge of arson first degree. There's a second warrant number of 2023 WA 04793 for the charge of terroristic threats acts. Those are the two charges pending before the court. The state of Georgia is represented by ADA Cheryl Freeman, and the defendant is represented by attorney Tiffany Pleasant. The state is ready to proceed forward with their first witness. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, please proceed.
Officer Jones, would you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear to affirm that the testimony about provide in the matter of state of Georgia versus Shanda Sinkfield will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes.
All right, you can lower your hand. Please tell us your name and how you're employed.
Carl Edward Jones III. I'm employed with Clayton County Police Department.
How long have you worked with the Clayton County Police Department?
3 years.
I'm sorry, sure. I didn't mean to interrupt. Is it possible that so he can be his face can be visible on the camera? Is it possible he can maybe close his blinds?
Yeah, close your blinds.
Yeah, we can't. I can't see his face at all.
No problem.
Okay, there we are. Okay.
That helps. Still dark.
Maybe can you get under the light? Maybe.
There we go.
There we go. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Okay.
Officer Jones, were you working with the Clayton County Police Department on March 6th of 2023?
Yes, ma'am.
On that particular day, were you dispatched for a demented person at 950 Lake Ridge Parkway in Riverdale, Georgia?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us, what did you observe when you arrived at that location?
When I arrived at the location, I observed that a fire that was on a porch that the offender was putting out. And as I got out of my vehicle and walked towards the apartment, like I said, I saw flames that were on the patio coming from something that was on the patio. And as I approached the door, they were being put out. And then I made contact at the front door.
Was the Clayton County Fire Department there?
They had just left right before I got there. They had just left.
Do you know if the fire department had to put a fire out?
Yes. I was told that they had just put out, they had instructed her to put the fire out when I arrived, because I asked dispatch if fire side had just been out, which, like I said, they had just left and they had just put a fire out in the same exact location.
Was this location a home?
Yes, ma'am. It was an apartment.
Apartment? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when you got there, did you see smoke or were there still flames going?
There were little flames, but it was smoke coming from the patio. And looking on the patio, there was ash and stuff everywhere, all on the patio. And it was like 2 boxes out there and some other things.
Were you able to determine who resided at this apartment?
Yes, ma'am. Once I made contact at the door, it was Miss Sinkfield who resided at the residence.
Did you ask Miss Sinkfield what was going on?
Yes.
What did she tell you?
She basically just advised that she had put the fire out, and that it was her home and that she was doing nothing wrong, and she didn't know basically why we were there. And again, she just stated that she wasn't doing anything wrong.
Were you able to determine the amount of damage that was done as a result of that fire?
The only damage that I saw was to, like I said, it was contained to the patio. There was, like I said, ash and soot all over the patio. And there were burnt objects from whatever she burned prior to me getting there that were on the patio. It hadn't quite, from what I saw, as far as there's like a fenced in area for the patio. There's a little bit of damage to the fenced in area.
Okay.
From what I can remember.
Did Ms. Sinkfield have the permission of the apartment complex to light that fire on the patio?
No, ma'am.
Were there any other apartment units that got damaged?
No, not that we saw.
Okay. Did Ms. Sinkfield make any other statements?
Not much pertaining to the fire. She was just basically stating, like I said, she just repeatedly stated that she did nothing wrong, and that she was basically cleaning and excuse me, she was just cleaning her residence, and she just kept pretty much repeating that.
Okay. Did Ms. Sinkfield indicate why she set the fire?
No. She just stated that once I entered the apartment and went to the patio and asked her what was going on, she just advised that she put it out. She was putting it out and that she did nothing wrong.
Were you able to talk to any witnesses to this fire?
Not any other witnesses. No, ma'am. She was the only one that was there. There were two, if I'm not mistaken, 2 or 3 phone calls to dispatch in regards to them seeing the flames on the patio. But as far as making contact with anybody else, no.
Officer, were you able to determine who made the other calls about the fire?
Not by name. I don't remember the name of the person that made the phone call. The phone call that I got dispatched to did have a name connected to the call. I just don't remember the name.
The person or persons who made the call, what did they indicate?
They basically stated, the 2 phone calls that we got stated that they saw flames coming from the building. And one of them stated that the view that they had was coming from the patio that was downstairs, which is where Miss Sinkfield's apartment was located.
At the time when Ms. Sinkfield lit the fire, were there other people residing in the apartment building?
Yes, ma'am.
Were they still inside their apartment when you got there?
Yes.
Did anyone come to do an assessment of the damage that had been done?
The fire department came back out because once I finished talking to Miss Sinkfield and she had put the fire, she had put it out. She said she was cleaning up the remnants of it from what I saw when I got there. I was headed back to my patrol car. Once I got back to my patrol car and got in my patrol car, she lit another fire. So I had Fireside come right back out, and you can clearly see that it was a fire on her patio again as soon as I left her residence. And then, like I said, Fireside came back out, put the fire out, and then they had someone assess the damage that was out there.
Okay. And Officer Jones, when you completed your WAA, you listed one of the charges as a terroristic act. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Please tell us the acts charge.
I don't think he heard your question.
Acts that you listed, and I asked you what was the basis for that.
Ms. Freeman, you went out on part of in the beginning of your question.
Okay. Is unsaid. Can you hear me, Officer Jones?
Now I can. It came back in now.
Okay, one of the charges you listed on your WAA was terroristic acts. And I'm asking you,
I can't hear the last part of your question.
what was the basis for the terroristic acts?
Oh, okay. Yeah, so with terroristic threats, it's basically burning and damaging property. In the code section of terroristic threats, it does cover fire and damage or burn to a property, which is why that charge was added as well. Related to burn or damage.
Were you ever called 911? Did they indicate whether they felt in any kind of fear? Well, you
I couldn't hear you.
I said the 911 call, whomever called 911, did they indicate whether
I still can't hear you. I'm sorry. I heard the non-call. What now?
indicate in fear because of the fire?
Were they placed in fear because of the fire?
Did they indicate whether or not they had any fear?
From hearing you correctly, you said, did they indicate that they were in any fear of the fire?
Did they have any fear or danger of being hurt because of the fire?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did this happen in Clayton County?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Hey, your witness, Attorney Pleasant.
Thank you. So, Officer Jones, you were dispatched in reference to a demented person call, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you ask Ms. Sinkfield any questions with regards to her mental state?
Yes, I asked her if she was okay. I asked her, was everything okay? And then she advised something about her daughter. I'm not exactly clear on what she was saying. She was just saying something about her daughter, and her daughter had passed. That she kept repeating. Outside of that, that was the only question that I asked her in regards to what was going on.
So no questions about her mental history whatsoever?
No, ma'am.
What did her how was her demeanor in your opinion?
She seemed a bit jittery. When I walked into the apartment, it was like a, not a brick, but a big piece of, it's not a rock, like a cinder block. There's a cinder block in there in which I moved it, and she kept telling me, don't move her stuff. Don't move her stuff. And like I said, she just seemed real antsy while we were in the apartment. And like I said, she just kept repeating herself, just as far as she wasn't doing anything wrong. And then like I said, she did mention something about her daughter and things like that.
Did you ask her if she takes medication for mental illness?
No, ma'am, I didn't.
Okay. Did you observe in the residence whether there was any medication?
No, from what I remember seeing in the apartment, no.
And do you wear a body-worn camera?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so your encounter with my client was captured on camera?
Yes, ma'am.
And so to be clear on your testimony, the fire department had previously put out a fire.
Yes.
And
before I
she
got there.
started, your testimony is that allegedly she started another fire while you were present,
Yes.
and then you called the fire department out again.
Yes.
Okay. But you didn't ask any questions about her mental health.
With the exception of asking her if she was okay when I was there.
All right. Okay. Thank you. That's all I have.
Do we have any other witnesses for the state?
No, Your Honor, the state rests.
Okay, any witnesses for the defense?
No, Your Honor. Defense rests and will submit on the testimony.
Okay. With that said, we will bound over both charges, the charge of arson in the first degree and terroristic threats to the Superior Court of Clayton County. That will conclude the preliminary hearing for Ms. Sinkfield this morning. And I believe we're ready for the next case. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. And